welcome back to the Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel is all about cozy mysteries and romance books, and today I'm doing my 2022 SAS Cozy Mystery Wrap-Up. So let me just tell you, originally I made 3 challenges. The first challenge was series I wanted to progress, work on, or finish. The second challenge was KU series, and the third challenge was 2 longer series, which is Murder, She Wrote and Meg Langslow. And I'm just going to be honest and confess right here from the start, I kind of abandoned the second list altogether. So I'm really just going to focus on the original SAS list, which is the 22 series I really wanted. I don't think there's actually 22. I think there's 20 or something like that. Series I wanted to progress on and or finish, and tell you about the progress I made in those. Let me know about your SAS list. How did it go? Your successes. I want to hear all about it. Anything else that you want to talk about with Cozy's, down in the comments is the place to do it. On your way down to comment, don't forget to stop, hit the subscription and the notification bell. Notification bell is going to tell you when I put out new videos each and every single week so you don't miss anything. And the subscription keeps my channel growing, which has been absolutely amazing. And I can't thank you enough because I'm just having a blast. All right. I want to say I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I'll give a very, very general synopsis, put up book 1, but this is more just about what I read or how I progressed in the series. Okay, here we go. My 2022 SAS Cozy Mystery Wrap-Up in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, let's talk general announcements. So on Monday, we have reading sprints on Storm's channel. That's Storm from Storm Reads. She switches off weeks with Lee from Dark Roots Creations. Those ladies are both amazing, fabulous. Go subscribe to them. 7 p.m. Eastern, if I did not say that. And then on Thursdays, we have reading sprints on Sarah's channel from The Bookish Knitter. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern as well. She is awesome. Go subscribe to her. And then on Saturdays, we have the Killing Time with Cozy's live right here. It's at 4 p.m. on Saturday. It will be a scavenger hunt pick, unique job. So it's very subjective. Anything you consider a unique job, come tell us about that book. It's really just a way for us to learn about new books and have a kind of a event for a book club, but not start a bunch of new books. This is from your own TBR. So come join us for that. If you don't read a unique job book, if you just want to join us for reading sprints, come on down. We laugh, we chat, we read, we have a blast. Everybody's welcome. All right, so let's get to this SAS list. The first one is The Library Lovers. I read 7 books and I am officially caught up. The first book is called Books Can Be Deceiving. This is by Jim McKinley. It features a library director named Lindsay. This has a really great cast of characters. The side characters are amazing. The love interest in this is I really like the love interest from this series. It's just a lot of fun. It takes place in Connecticut, so it's got a great location. Check it out. Get it? Check it out. It's a library. Sorry. Bad joke. I get it. Moving on. Number 2 is the Campers and Criminals series. I read 7 books from this too, and I'm ready for book number 17. The first book in this series is called Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries. This is by Tanya Kappas. The series features our main character, Mae West. She was married to an entrepreneur, and he committed some sort of white-collar crime. I think it was like a Ponzi scheme. Ends up at the very beginning of the first book, everything is taken, all the assets are seized, and she is left with one thing, which is a campground in Normal, Kentucky, where nothing's normal. This series is so much fun. You wouldn't think it could necessarily be cozy, but Tanya Kappas finds a way to pull it off. There's a group of ladies that call themselves the Laundry Club ladies. They basically just to get together and gossip and hang out, and they are so fun. They also solve crimes. And like the whole campground comes together. They do potlucks. It's just very, very, very fun. The next series is the Goldie Bear Culinary series. This is by Diane Mott Davidson. The first book is called Catering to Nobody. I read 2 books from this. I am ready for the last 2, which is number 16 and 17. I don't know that I'm going to finish them. I really enjoyed this series many years ago, and I don't know if there was just too much time in between. And then also book number 15 really threw me for a loop. Some of the stuff that happened, I don't know if I want to read the last 2. I And to be honest, I went to check out number 16. I was like, you know what? There's 2 left. And it was 19 hours on an audiobook. And for a cozy mystery that I'm already kind of like, oh, I don't want to spend 19 hours. I'm just being honest. Like I said, I really enjoyed this series years ago. I think it was the amount of time in between that I had not read and then kind of tried to pick it up. I just couldn't get myself traction to get back into it. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy this series, and I did as well. I don't want anybody to take anything away from that. Next up is the Candy Codage series. This is by Nancy Coco. I did not read any in this series. They are all ebook. I was hoping to get to them. I absolutely love it. The first book is called All Fudged Up. This is on Mackinac Island in Michigan, and the main character, cannot think of her name, she and her family have a hotel and chocolate fudge candy shop in the bottom of the hotel. So there's a hotel and then the fudge shop is on the street level. It's such a fun series, so cozy. You know, the island doesn't have cars. It's very relaxed. It's just kind of, oh, so sweet. And I will continue this series. I just didn't get to any of them this year. I wish I could say differently. Next up is the Pancake House series by Sarah Fox. The first book is called The Crepes of Wrath. This has some of the best titles. And I was so sad because I read books 6 through 8, which means I'm caught up, and it also means I'm finished because the series is over. That is really sad because it's such a fun series. So this features Marley, and Marley runs the Pancake House. She took it over for her cousin, I believe it was, at the beginning of the first book. It is such a fun series. I am really sad that it's over. Next up is the Christmas River series. This is by Meg Muldoon. The first book is called Murder in Christmas River. I read books 8 and 9 from this series this year. I do want to continue it. There's 10 through 14 currently out. This is a really fun series. It features our main character, Cinnamon. She owns a pie shop. This has a great love interest. I love her love interest in this series. Fun side characters. Her grandfather's in this. He is such a sweet, sweet man. It's a lot of fun. Next up is the Country Store series by Maddie Day. The first book is called Flipped for Murder. I read books 8 through 10, which means I only need to read the latest book out, number 11, Four Leaf Cleaver. I think it came out last month. So I am close, and I will be reading that one very soon. This features Robbie Jordan. She owns Pants and Pancakes. It takes place in South Lake, Indiana. It is very cozy, very sweet. It's just a really, really fun series. I love diners, so I knew that I would enjoy it, and I do. Next up is the Sloane Krause series by Ellie Alexander. The first book is called Death on Tap. I read books 4 and 5, thought the series was over, and then Ellie Alexander just recently was talking about she's going to do a 6th book on her Sweet Lemon Press publishing house, and I am so excited. So Sloane Krause worked for her husband's family's brewery, and her husband split up, and she goes to work for another brewery in town. It takes place in Leavenworth, Washington, where there's a bunch of breweries, and it's like a Bavarian village. It is so much fun. There's a nemesis named April who I think is a hoot, but I don't have to deal with her. I love the other side characters. I love the feel of the town, just everything. It's just everything. I will say that there's kind of a story within a story in this series because Sloane is trying to learn her history. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a backstory that she's trying to learn about herself that I don't know that I love the direction it's going in, but that's just a personal preference. And I gotta say that the beer, the town, the characters all make up for that other part of it because it is phenomenal. So good. Check it out. Next up is also Ellie Alexander. It's the Bake Shop series. First book is called Meet Your Baker. I read books 12 through 15, which means I only need to read 16 to be current right now. Book number 17 is out later in the middle of this year, but right now I only need 1 to be caught up on. So nice job, Tiffany. This features Jules Capshaw. She's our main character. She was in the first book working on a cruise ship with her husband, and she leaves to go back to her hometown to work at her family's bakery called Tort. Everything about this is sweet. Everything about this sweet. It's a bakery. It's really, really a fun series. Ashland, Oregon is home to the Shakespeare Festival. It's actually a real place. And I bring that up because it's known for the Shakespeare Festival, there's a lot of events that revolve around like theater, which is right up my alley. So I think this series is absolutely great. Next up is the Maple Hills Cozy Mystery series. This is by Wendy Meadows, and I didn't read any. The first book is called Raspberry Truffle Murder. I gave that one 4 cups of coffee. I just didn't get a chance to get to any of these books. They're all on ebook. So the main character in this is Nikki. At the beginning of the first book, her husband of 20 years leaves her. That she lived in Atlanta and she was a journalist, and she decides to shake everything up, and she moves to a small town in Vermont, which is one of my favorite locations for cozies, and opens a bakery, which is another one of my favorite themes in cozies. So I will be getting to this very soon. And again, the first one I read was so much fun. Next one was the Pepper Martin series by Casey Daniels. I didn't get to any of these, but I have what I think is a good reason. The first book is called Dawn of the Dead. Dawn like a mafia Dawn, because the main character, Pepper, it starts out and she has never had a job, never had any skills. Her family was very, very wealthy. Her dad was, I think, a surgeon, and he gets arrested for some sort of white collar crime. And basically all their assets are seized, and she does not know what to do with herself. She's, like I said, never had a job, has no skills. So she takes the only job that somebody will give her, and that is doing cemetery tours. And she ends up falling and hitting her head on one of the tombstones and now can see ghosts. And holy moly, is this a fun series. It's one of my absolute favorite series. I did not read any this year, like I said, because I only have 2 left and I really don't want this series to end. And if I don't read them, that means that it's not over. I don't care what you say. If I don't read the last 2, it means that the series is not over and I'm hanging on to it. But I will get to them soon because I have to see what happens, and I love it. So the ghosts, now that she can see the ghosts come to her. They want her help solving murder, and so that they can rest and have eternal slumber. And it is hilarious and fun and quirky, and I, again, absolutely love it. Next up is the Deputy Donut series by Ginger Bolton. The first book is called Survival of the Fritters. I read book 5 in this series this year, which means I just need to read 6 and 7 to be caught up. Again, it's only available on ebook, which really slows me down. This series is so much fun. It features Emily. She was a 911 operator. Her husband was a cop. Something happens and she leaves that job and opens a donut shop with her father-in-law, and it is so much fun. It's so quirky. They have like their delivery automobile is delivery car is a old police car, and instead of the sirens on top, it has a donut that spins. I just think that's hilarious. It's just so fun. It's just a fun series, and I hope I get to more of them soon. Next up is the Cookie Cutter series. This is by Virginia Lowell. The first book is called Cookie Dough or Die. I did not get to any of these. I don't really have an excuse. The main character is Olivia Grayson. She is the owner of the Gingerbread House, which is a cute title. It's a quaint shop that specializes in everything cookie. I will try to get to this one this year as I work on my newer SAS list. I will say that I didn't know if I was really gung-ho about continuing this. I'm still on the fence, which might have kept me away from trying the next one, because I gave the first one pretty low rating for me, especially for a cozy, because I think I thought I was expecting something that I didn't get. So I do need to give it a fair shake. So when I'm ready to do that, I will continue. So the next and last series is the Pennsylvania Dutch series. This is by Tamar Myers. The first book is called Too Many Crooks Spoil the Broth. There are 23 books in this series. I read book number 19 this year, so I need to read books 20 through 23 to be caught up. I'm not sure if I will or not. I'm on the fence because I just don't know that this series held up over the years. Some of the jokes and stuff just don't land correctly. I just don't know how I feel about it. I really love the premise. I really loved the books I had read years ago. I just don't know. I might give 20 a shot because I only have 3 left. We shall see. That's all I can say for right now. Okay, again, let me know how you did on your SAS list. I would love to hear all your successes. Give me a big thumbs up for this video. And until next time, may all your future reads be 5 stars.